Woo! Hi folks, here we are once again. It's nearly the weekend and welcome to another 5-Minute Friday here on Meaningful Money. Right, Claire has asked me a question about how to tell the difference between active and passive investment funds. Specifically, Claire was talking about her workplace pension. There she has a list of funds from which she can choose, but it's not immediately obvious to her which she should choose in order to follow my general advice, which is that passive multi-asset portfolio funds are the best way to go for most people. So, Claire, how do you tell the difference? It's a brilliant question, and so let's try and answer it. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock down here. Say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management down here for continuing to sponsor the show, and let's crack on. So let's do a very quick reminder of the difference between active and passive investing, because it's easy to get caught up in jargon, and some of you watching or listening to this won't understand the difference. So let's say that right now you have determined that the FTSE 100, which is the index of the 100 largest companies registered here in the UK, it's a great place to invest right now. I have no idea whether it is or not, by the way, because this video hopefully will be relatively timeless. So don't take that as an investment recommendation. Don't. You hear me? Good. But let's say you decide that it's a good place to invest right now. Now, an active fund manager investing in the FTSE 100 will look at the 100 or so available stocks and say, right, I'm going to have that one, 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 and that one. And he or she will choose which of those 100 stocks they want to hold right now and which to buy and sell at any given time. They are making an active decision of which stocks to buy and hold. So why are they doing that? They're trying to beat the market itself. By choosing which stocks to buy and sell and hold, they are looking to outperform the market and add value. And we call that added value alpha. No idea why. A random Greek letter that somebody thought it was a good idea that they should use. Now, a passive investor forgets all that stuff and just says, well, if I think the FTSE 100 is a good place to invest right now, why don't I just buy all the stocks in the FTSE 100? And if I buy them in the right weights, I will aim to track the FTSE 100 itself as closely as possible. So it takes human intervention out of the equation, really, because active fund managers are wrong at least as often as they are right, and depending on some stats, they're wrong a lot more often than they are right. Opting for a passive approach just removes that risk of picking the wrong fund manager or your chosen fund manager picking the wrong stocks. So a passive investor is just trying to track the market. There are some permutations to that where you can maybe just buy all 100 stocks but in equal weights. So you put 1% of your money in each and you're still kind of tracking the market but differently. You can also buy all the stocks but maybe tilt towards a particular sector. That's really still, it's sort of pseudo-active investing really. But for most of us, straightforward index tracking is the way to go, in my not so humble opinion. If you haven't gathered by now, I preach passive investing as the optimum for most ordinary folks. But that being said, how do you find the passive funds in a list of possible funds that you can invest in, maybe in your workplace pension or on your ISA platform or wherever? Well, there are 3 possible ways you can tell, but this is not foolproof, so you might have to actually dig a little bit. Sorry, there is some work involved. I can't take it all away from you. So the first place to look is in the name of the fund. Again, this isn't foolproof, but passive investment funds will very often have words like tracker, market, index, and yes, the word passive in the fund name. The next thing to look at is cost. Very often passive funds are cheaper than their actively managed cousins, and they should be because you haven't got a very well paid fund manager to support. You know, if we're not careful and the trend towards passive investing continues, those poor fund managers' kids might not get their Gucci shoes for the next term of school, and that'd be just awful. So look for funds costing 0.5% per year or less, and those are probably going to be passive funds. And the final thing you can check is whether or not there is a person named as the fund manager. Again, it's not foolproof, but very often if you look at the manager name of a passive fund, it will just say the management team, or it will just say the fund provider name rather than an individual person's name. But if in any doubt at all, you need to find the fact sheet of a particular fund and a document called the Key Investor Information Document, known in the industry as a KID. Don't know what came over me then. And in one or both of those documents, it will say that it is aiming to track a given market. And that's your clue that you're looking at a passive fund. One last tip for you, if you're looking for a multi-asset portfolio passive fund, like I talk about all the time on this show, then listen back to season 4, episode 7 of the podcast. It's meaningfulmoney.tv/BW7. So listen back to that episode, and if you go to the link, you'll find a downloadable cheat sheet there, which will tell you how to find a multi-asset portfolio fund, which sectors to look in, stuff like that. And for even more detail, remember I have a course called Learn How to Invest, which will help you with all this stuff. Just go to learnhowtoinvest.co.uk, and if you use the coupon code 5MF for 5 Minute Friday, you'll get 25 quid off, taking the cost of the course down to £150. Consider it maybe a Christmas present to yourself. So have a great weekend, folks, and it's the last weekend before Christmas, so let me take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas. May it be peaceful and happy, and a very prosperous new year to you. Thanks for your support of Meaningful Money in 2018. We have massive things planned for 2019. Super excited about that. Are you with me? I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.